Imagine sailing into Amsterdam Harbour in 1655 and witnessing something impossible. A city of merchants that has become richer than kings. Picture this. You're walking down the Reconstruction, past the most expensive real estate on earth, where merchant princes live in palaces that rival royal courts. Step into Amsterdam at its absolute peak. The VOC controls seas from Cape Town to Japan. This small city on a swamp has become the financial capital of the planet. They called it the Dutch Golden Age, and Amsterdam was its glittering crown jewel. Standing on the newly built Dam Square, you're surrounded by more concentrated wealth than Rome or Paris could dream of. This isn't just prosperity. Amsterdam is inventing the economic system that still rules our world today. In this video, I use cutting-edge AI tools to bring 1650s Amsterdam back to life, taking historic paintings, merchant records, and city maps to shift perspective, change camera angles, and move through scenes their original artists never could capture. We're not just looking at the Golden Age, we're stepping into it, experiencing how a fishing village became the world's first global superpower. The impossible city. Picture approaching Amsterdam from the Zuiderzee in 1655. What you see shouldn't exist. A massive city rising from marshland and water, its church spires and merchant houses seemingly floating above the waves like a mirage made real. This city was built on the impossible. 13,000 wooden pilings driven deep into the soggy ground support every building. It's a forest turned upside down, roots reaching toward bedrock while Amsterdam rises toward the sky on this wooden foundation. By 1650, Amsterdam houses 200,000 people in a space that nature never intended for a city. The famous canal ring, Herdengracht, Prinsengracht, Keizersgracht, forms perfect concentric circles around the old medieval core. This isn't accident, it's the world's first planned urban expansion, designed for maximum commercial efficiency and maximum beauty, the harbour that changed everything. Imagine standing on the harbour waterfront on a busy morning in 1655. The scene before you represents the busiest port in human history. Hundreds of ships crowd the water, massive VOC galleons just returned from the Indies, Baltic grain ships, English wool traders, Mediterranean vessels carrying wine and olive oil. The smell hits you first. Exotic spices from Ceylon mix with Baltic tar, Chinese tea and Brazilian sugar. Every cargo hold tells a story of global adventure and calculated risk. These aren't just ships, they're floating treasure chests that have made Amsterdam the richest city on earth. Watch the organized chaos of unloading. Stevedores haul sacks of precious peppercorns worth more than most people earn in a lifetime. Silk from China, silver from Mexico, furs from Russia. The entire world's wealth flows through this single harbour and into Amsterdam's warehouses. The VOC, world's first mega-corporation, in 1650, the Dutch East India Company, isn't just a trading company, it's a sovereign power. The VOC maintains its own army, mints its own currency, negotiates treaties, and rules territories from Cape Town to Jakarta. Imagine entering the VOC headquarters, the East India House, in 1655. This building buzzes with activity that spans continents. Clerks calculate profits from spice trades, cartographers update maps of newly discovered territories, ship captains report on market conditions in distant ports. The numbers are staggering. The VOC operates over 150 merchant ships and 40 warships. Its territories house nearly 1 million people. Annual profits exceed the tax revenues of most European kingdoms. Amsterdam merchants have created something unprecedented, a private company more powerful than most nations, the Golden Bend, where millionaires live. Walk along the Herengracht's Golden Bend in 1650. These aren't just houses, they're monuments to merchant success. Each mansion represents a trading fortune built on global commerce, and their owners live better than European royalty. Picture entering the Tripp House, built by the arms-dealing Tripp brothers. 7 chimneys crown the roof because Dutch tax law based assessments on chimney count, and the Tripps wanted everyone to know they could afford any tax. The interior gleams with marble from Italy, paintings by Rembrandt, and furniture crafted from exotic tropical woods. These merchant princes live like kings but think like businessmen. Their dinner parties include guests from every corner of the known world. Ship captains fresh from Nagasaki sit beside bankers from Hamburg, while traders from Smyrna negotiate deals with sugar planters from Brazil. Rembrandt's Amsterdam. In his workshop on Sint-Anthonisbriestraat, Rembrandt van Rijn captures Amsterdam's golden age on canvas. But he's not just painting portraits, he's documenting the birth of modern capitalism. Imagine watching Rembrandt work on the Night Watch in 1642. This isn't just art, it's corporate marketing. Amsterdam civic guard companies commission group portraits to demonstrate their wealth and civic pride. Each figure pays according to his prominence in the composition. But look deeper into Rembrandt's work. His paintings reveal Amsterdam's complex social layers. Wealthy merchants commission formal portraits, but he also paints Jewish refugees, working-class tavern scenes, and the exotic faces of people from distant lands who now call Amsterdam home. The Exchange Bank Revolution. Inside the Amsterdam Exchange Bank, financial history is being written. Founded in 1609, this institution has revolutionized how money works. For the first time in history, you can deposit coins in one city and withdraw their value in another. Picture the daily scene in 1655. Merchants from across Europe conduct business using the bank's standardized currency. No more weighing coins or testing their purity. Amsterdam has created money you can trust, and that trust becomes the foundation of global commerce. The bank doesn't just store money, it creates it. Loans finance trading expeditions, mortgages enable urban expansion, and credit allows merchants to invest in ventures that won't pay off for years. Amsterdam is inventing modern finance. Religious freedom, economic successes. What makes Amsterdam truly revolutionary isn't just its wealth, it's who's allowed to create it. While other European cities expel religious minorities, Amsterdam welcomes them and profits from their skills. Walk through the Portuguese synagogue district in 1655. Jewish refugees from Spain and Portugal have brought diamond-cutting expertise, international trading connections, and financial innovations. They're not just tolerated, they're essential to Amsterdam's success. French Huguenots contribute silk-making skills. German Lutherans bring metalworking expertise. English Puritans add textile knowledge. Amsterdam proves that diversity equals prosperity. Tolerance creates wealth. The commodity exchange, capitalism's birthplace. Enter the Amsterdam Commodity Exchange, where global prices are set and economic futures decided. This building houses the world's first modern stock market, where you can buy shares in trading expeditions, real estate developments, and industrial enterprises. Imagine the energy in 1655. Traders shout bids for pepper futures, while others negotiate tulip bulb contracts. Ship captains auction cargo space to the highest bidders. This isn't just commerce, it's the birth of modern capitalism. The exchange operates on information and trust. News from distant ports can send prices soaring or plunging in minutes. A rumor about monsoons in India affects spice prices in Amsterdam before London even knows the storm exists. Daily life in Golden Amsterdam. Picture daily life for an ordinary Amsterdam family in 1655. Even working-class households enjoy luxuries that would amaze their grandparents. Tea from China, sugar from Brazil, coffee from Yemen. Global trade has transformed everyday life. Children play with toys made from exotic woods. Housewives cook with spices that once cost fortunes. Even servants wear cotton clothing that traveled halfway around the world to reach Amsterdam's markets. But prosperity brings new problems. Housing costs soar as more people crowd into the city. Traffic jams of cargo wagons clog narrow streets. Success has made Amsterdam a victim of its own achievement. Art, science, and ideas. Amsterdam's wealth funds an explosion of creativity. Artists like Vermeer capture domestic life with unprecedented realism. Scientists like Leeuwenhoek invent microscopes that reveal previously invisible worlds. The city's printing presses produce books, maps, and newspapers that spread Amsterdam's influence across Europe. Ideas flow as freely as goods, making the city not just rich but intellectually vibrant. Picture the weekly meetings of Amsterdam's scientific societies in 1655. Merchants who've traveled the world share observations with scholars who've never left the Netherlands. Global commerce generates global knowledge. The price of success. By 1655, Amsterdam's very success creates new challenges. Other nations study Dutch methods and compete for the same markets. England passes navigation acts to challenge Dutch shipping dominance. France builds its own East India Company. The Golden Age can't last forever, but nobody in 1655 knows this. Standing in Dam Square on a prosperous summer evening, surrounded by the wealth of continents, Amsterdam seems destined to rule global commerce forever. Global impact. Amsterdam's innovations spread worldwide. The joint stock company model inspires businesses across Europe. Banking techniques developed on the Haringgracht appear in London and Paris. Even Amsterdam's urban planning influences city development from St. Petersburg to New York. The tolerant commercial culture Amsterdam perfects becomes the template for modern democratic capitalism. The city proves that freedom and prosperity reinforce each other, that diversity creates strength, that trade builds bridges between cultures. Living the golden dream. Imagine one final moment in 1655 Amsterdam. You're gliding along the Haringgracht on a golden summer evening. Canal water reflects the gabled houses where merchant fortunes were built. Church bells mark the hours while exotic cargo continues moving through the harbour. This small city has achieved something unprecedented in human history. Without conquering territories or crowning emperors, Amsterdam has built an empire based on trade, tolerance, and innovation. It's proved that businesses can be more powerful than armies, that merchants can rival monarchs, that freedom creates prosperity beyond any king's dreams. The Golden Age won't last forever, but its innovations will reshape the world. Modern capitalism, global finance, stock markets, multinational corporations, urban planning, religious tolerance, all trace their roots to this moment when Amsterdam stood at the center of the world. That's all for our journey through Amsterdam's Golden Peak. If there's another commercial empire, another moment of prosperity, or another city that changed how we live, let me know in the comments. Until next time.